Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today, to test out the SYNCO G2, which is the microphone, wireless microphone that I've got right over here at this moment, which is transmitting to the ZV-E10 from Sony. And by the way, before we start the video, let's give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is B&H Software, where we have tested the platform, budget keys, Windows 10, Windows 11, Office 2021. We have tested out without any issues whatsoever. So it's a platform that I have no issues in recommending. If you are looking for a budget key for your Windows, then check the link down below. Now, let's start because we have a lot of tests and I do have some to share with you. First of all, let me mention that at this moment I'm recording with the Sony ZV-E10, as I said, but we are also going to check out the audio here on the studio with the Canon M50 and also with the iPhone 12 mini in this particular case, just to check out the preamps and the difference, if there's any, between them using the same exact microphone. And right now with the Canon M50, and we are with a less wide angle because I'm using a 22mm lens on the Canon M50 instead of the 16mm that I use on my Sony camera. But that doesn't matter. What matters is the words that are coming out of my mouth. If they make sense or not doesn't matter. It's just so that we can check if there's any difference between the preamps of this Canon camera and the preamps of the Sony, and by now you should be able to tell if there is or not. And now recording with the iPhone 12 mini, I've got my ZV-E10 right over here with the 16mm and my Canon M50 with a 22mm. Now I'm going to confess you something, which is not only with the SYNCO G2 but most of the microphones that I use, I honestly prefer the sound that I can get out of the iPhone instead of one of these cameras. But this is a difficult choice because I do prefer the image quality of one of these than the phone, although I do get a better audio right over there. So it's a tough decision. Now let's get back to the ZV-E10. And now that you have heard the difference between all of them, you may be able to take a better judgment depending on your equipment. Now, inside the package, it comes with this pouch right over here, this case, which is really nice and makes sense because when we take our gear, it's great to have everything right over here. And everything is basically two transmitters. I'm using one of them right over here on my shirt and one receiver, which at this moment is on the camera. We also have two dead cats, which are very useful, and I will show in just a few moments. We have a cable which is USB type A to triple USB type C, which we can charge the three devices at the same time, and this is great. We also have cables for cameras and cables for mobile devices if we need to use, just depends on what we want. And we also have two lapel microphones, which I will share with you in just a few moments the results that we can get. So in terms of gear, we have everything that we need to start using either on a camera or on a mobile phone. Looking at the receiver, what we will find is a USB type C for charging, a audio output and also a audio monitor output, a volume, actually two volume buttons, a button to turn on and turn off, which will also use mono and stereo mode, and also a clamp to put it on the hot shoe. On the transmitter sides, we will find also a USB type C to charge and a microphone input 3.5mm, a button to turn on and turn off, which will be used to mute as well, and a button to pair, which I still haven't used any, I didn't need to, a button for the low cut on and off. We have the microphone here on the top, and then we have also a clamp, which in this particular case it's very useful to put on our shorts, jeans, things like that, and on the receiver it's useful to put on the hot shoe of the camera or of our phone. Now that being said, let's take a look at some tests that we did on really windy conditions. So this is the SYNCO G2 on the wind test and it's really windy right over here. I'm facing the wind. It's a beautiful day, but really, really windy. You can see a lot of people right over there. I'm not really sure you can see a lot of people. Now with the wind muffler on the SYNCO G2, and I just finished recording my shot on Portuguese, and the truth is that it's a lot of wind, and if it passes the test right over here, it will pass anywhere because it's really, really windy. Curious to see how the SYNCO G2 behaves right over here, because with this wind condition, if we can, and I'm going to make a full rotation so that we can feel the wind blowing right now at my face, and right, actually you can see on my shirt, and hopefully we can have some great results right over here. And if we do, I believe that I can take this anywhere. The other day I was recording with my phone on a rooftop, and honestly I couldn't get the audio. I was doing a kind of interview and I had to cut more than half of the content and had to do a voiceover because the truth is that it was not usable, the audio. And although it's windy, it is a great day. Probably gonna go for a swim in a few moments when I stop recording this video. So now we are testing out the lapel microphone with the SYNCO G2 on the same area, really windy, and I doubt, because it will protect with the foam at some point, but I'm not really sure, as I was saying, not really sure if we are going to get a good quality with the lapel microphone. Nonetheless, I'm really curious. I did interview, so just testing out and recording the audio and video, of course, with my iPhone 11 Pro in this particular case, and I've got here the SYNCO G2. Just finished the test, but I want to compare using just the built-in microphone from the phone. So let's see the difference that we will get using the SYNCO G2 or just the phone, so that we will see for sure a huge difference. Hopefully you've enjoyed those tests, and I really did enjoy making them. I was curious. Actually, I was expecting that result, and the result is simple. I did try with 4 different modes like this, like I'm recording right now, and I'm having a small breeze right over here from the AC, so I hope not to get any kind of noise. We also did use with the dead cat, the lapel microphone, and also the iPhone without any protection. And the answer is simple. This did a great job using the dead cat right over here, and honestly I do believe that if it passed the test on a very windy day, as you saw, it will be great for any use case scenario. Now I would like to add something else, which is we were using the lapel microphone with just the foam. I believe that if we replace the foam with a dead cat for a lapel microphone, which doesn't come included but it's available for sale on Amazon, things like that, we will get a similar result, in my opinion, but I didn't have the chance to test it out. So great result right over here. Now I did a few days ago a video on my Portuguese channel where it was a kind of an interview. So here I am with my friend Telmo Queiroz, and we are just recording, we are preparing a video, but I'm using the SYNCO G2. So, Telmo, how are you?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm always okay. Where do you live?
In Guia, Albufeira, Portugal.
Which is in Portugal,
Yeah.
Algarve. This just to, and we have some noise at the background, cars passing, so this will be a great test as well. This just to test out the way that the SYNCO G2 works without the lapel microphone, and actually I'm curious to see the noise that it will capture from the cars. Are you curious or no?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Okay. So let's get back to another test. I was recording in mono, but we have the option for stereo. In case that we record in stereo, what happens is that we will have 2 channels. So this will record in one channel, the other will record in the other channel, and then when we edit the video, we will be able to put the volume up or down on each of those channels, and that can be great if we have a talent that talks louder than the other, and if we need to edit, then we have that choice. In my particular case, I'm using mono because I'm the only one talking right over here, so that is it. Now, finally, distance. The SYNCO G2 claims 150 meters clear line of sight, and I will show you the result, but if you don't want to stay till the end, the result is simple. From 50 to 75 meters blocking the signal, we will be able to get by at 50 meters without any issues. At 75 we will start, but with clear line of sight, 150 meters without any issues at all. Okay, and now we are going for the distance test, and I'm using the iPhone 12 mini right over there and my GoPro Hero 9. Now it states the SYNCO G2 goes up to 150 meters line of sight. At this moment I'm blocking the signal with my body. I'm using the dead cat to protect from the wind, because we already seen the results, some really nice results, and I'm reaching out almost the 50 meters mark. So let's check out how's the result right over here. 50 meters blocking the signal, and when we do the other way around, we will see with line of sight what's the maximum. But we have surpassed the 50 meters right at the back, and we are reaching more or less 75 meters. If by some reason I lose the audio on the SYNCO G2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the audio on the GoPro Hero 9, just in case we lose the audio, which is a possibility, of course. More or less, so really far away, and at this moment we've got a car blocking the signal, so there is no line of sight. Now there is a clear line of sight, 150 meters, and now let's see what it's capable of. And I will have to do this exercise of talking to the camera and to the microphone, so that on the editing I can see where I will get the audio. It would be great to be at 150, but on my tests, on the brands that I've tested, which have been quite a few, what happens is that for one reason or another the distances are a little bit lower than on the specs. Now we have gone below the 100 meters mark at this moment. We are reaching the 80 meters, more than 80. We shall be on the 80 meters more or less right over here, probably a little bit more, because I've got the 50 meters mark over there. But I would say, okay, 70 meters more or less right over here. Now at this moment I do believe that it's a good chance that we can get, honestly I don't see where we could use 150 meters. A motorbike just passed, so this is a good test as well to see how the sound goes. But I did use this on an interview. This is the 50 meters mark, by the way. I did use this on an interview, which probably already showed, and it picks up the audio like an omnidirectional microphone. So I do expect to have all the environment sound, which in some case scenarios is great. If you don't want that, we can use the lapel microphone. Now reaching the 25 meters mark more or less, and here we are. I do believe that it works great right over here. No chance that it would not work great. So let's check it out, and here we are recording on the iPhone 12 mini GoPro Hero 9 SYNCO G2 with the dead cat directly with the microphone wirelessly. And that is it. So the test was great. Honestly, I was wondering if the 150 meters were able to, and it was. Probably we could go a little bit further. It did pass the test. It did a great job. Overall, I'm enjoying the SYNCO G2. I do believe that for the price and what they offer, they have a good sound quality and balance in terms of the clearness of the audio, and at the same time balanced. So with a great package complete that we can use for one person or for more than one person with lapel microphones that we can replace. Actually, I do use one from Sony. I'm not really sure where it is. Hope that the video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.